to start a speech about reading was to refer to Mrs. Borman's door. A person who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read. Mark Twain. Growing up, if you were an active reader, I invite you to please raise your hand. If your parents force you to, please lower your hand. That correlates with the survey. Reading throughout one's childhood is for pleasure and into adolescence is an important part of brain development. Various research and academic studies have taken place to prove this statement. This subject has been studied by some of the most important scholars known. Today, reading is seen to most as a mundane activity or petty schoolwork. In this speech, I will inform you of the importance of reading for our world's overall. Reading is most crucial to development during their childhood years. Sharon Vaughn, an accredited publisher and childhood caretaker specialist, conducted a study on different kindergarten classes. She implemented reading interventions and more reading time into the class. In the end, she found the classrooms with this implemented reading improved drastically at the end of the year, and scores in math and science and every other subject too. So basically, she took various different kindergarten classes and had control subjects and classes where she implemented reading interventions, which is basically getting in a group, reading either academic or even just like fantasy books, and it has shown to really help kids, not just, and this doesn't just help like the above average level readers or like the regular readers. It is a proven fact that children in lower socioeconomic classes have more difficulties with reading and reading comprehension. This isn't always true, but it can be due to a rougher childhood or less education. Natalie Thomas, known for her work in Belgium for improving early childhood literacy, wanted to find a resolution to this issue. Her studies showed that students in a test group who read and were involved with reading interventions exceeded the average expectation by the end of the year. Their social skills dramatically improved and they were able to have an equal opportunity. So this doesn't always only help the seen as smart kids, it helps everyone and it improves their social skills and therefore creating a better environment in the classroom. Reading in a classroom setting is not the only form of benefit from reading. Reading for pleasure is seen to be one of the most benefits of reading. A quote from a study conducted by Han Von Mock and Daisy Fancourt, both sociology professors with multiple degrees attained at Cambridge and Oxford University. Amongst the matched sample, the clearest finding was that reading for pleasure most days at age 7 was significantly related to lower hyperactivity and inattention at age 11. So they basically took multiple classrooms again, all around age 7, and put them in different groups based on how much they read per day, followed them until about age 11, and they learned that their hyperactivity was a lot less and they therefore did way better in class. So thus far we have learned about reading that it improves scores in all subjects, equals academic opportunity, and can eliminate future problems in the classroom. Reading is not only important in your childhood, it is also important throughout your adolescence and teenage years. A quote from a study, international assessments show that 20% of adolescents cannot read simple text with understanding. This is a quote from Jesse Ricketts, an associate professor at Royal Holloway, University of London. This was absolutely shocking to me because at the age of like adolescence, you have a clear like understanding of how to read in words. But obviously, if you don't read, you don't learn how to comprehend. And this is an important fact to know, like, you need to actually read. Jesse Ricketts' study shows that if adolescents refuse to read in early stages of development and onwards, they will lack basic comprehension skills. This leaves reading more important than I originally thought. My last and most important point is how reading affects mental health. Reading for pleasure can increase self-esteem, reduce symptoms of depression, help build better relationships with others, and reduce anxiety and stress. This is stated by Jennifer Von Pelt from Words Alive organization. Words Alive organization is a nonprofit organization that works to get everyone reading. They give books to people on the streets, go into various classrooms to help inform people of reading. They put extensive research to prove that reading can improve or slow cognitive effects of Alzheimer's disease. This is amazing that something as simple that like a 5-year-old can do can help prevent a form of a serious disease. So looking at this chart, this is also from the Words Alive organization. I found a lot of things interesting. Talked about how reading can reduce stress, but I thought it was interesting how it can improve concentration and focus, develop creativity, and help writing careers. All of these are interesting, but I thought the most interesting was it increases your ability to empathize with others. This is due to the fact that when children are reading a book about a character in their development stage, they learn that other people have feelings through reading about feelings. Like, little kids don't realize that other people feel too. They just think it's all about them. But reading gives them that idea. Therefore, it creates the ability to empathize. And this has been shown with criminals. They've done studies on jails, like, to show that people who read less in their childhood care less or have more criminal activity. And I thought that was really interesting, just because it goes back to, like, the ability to empathize. And this is all from Jesse Rickett's study. Stated by Deborah Robinson, Professor of Special Education Needs of the University of Derby, there is strong evidence between reading for pleasure and attainment, social and economic well-being. Reading books for pleasure has strong associations with emotional and personal development and an increased self-understanding. So if you look at this chart, there's 3 different age groups. Obviously, like, young kids, adolescents, and teenagers. And I thought it was interesting how the ones who read the most are obviously the highest in scores. Not that big of a difference at 9. It grows more drastic at 13, but at 17, you can see it's still improved. So people who read, even at our age, still get the benefits from this. So it's not just in development. In my speech, I have presented facts on some of the most important benefits of reading, how it helps through childhood development, how reading for pleasure can affect someone, and how it can improve someone's mental health. In the end, Mark Twain truly had the right idea of the benefits of reading. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. Thank you.